Well, hello there. My name is Susan Hamilton, and you're watching OffBeat Business TV or listening to the OBBM Network podcast. I'm talking with Larry Kortkamp, host of Biz Pointz TV.
Hi, Susan.
You're listening to the OffBeat Business Show, rebuilding American business influence locally, nationally, and abroad, bringing you experienced insight for a strong, influential brand and successful life in business. Here's your host, Susan Hamilton.
What an amazing time we've just been through. It's so good to finally see you in person.
I know. I was really enjoying today. We've had kind of a host party here today, and it's been nice. I've liked meeting and greeting people. I didn't realize how much I missed the human interaction. I'm kind of a people guy, and I didn't realize how much I'd miss it. Obviously, Zoom and all the other ways we communicate is great. But I really have missed this interpersonal communication.
I think there's more, as we talked earlier, there's an energy when people are actually together. You know, we are made of energy, and we kind of need that from each other. It's great to see your smiling face on camera, but this has been a very, very cool day. Friends, we have been recording some of the most amazing interviews, and I'm excited that this is yet another one because Larry and I feel very strongly that the community needs exposure like you've never needed before.
More than ever before. And in fact, we've recently talked to a lot of local people about how businesses are going to recover, right? How do they get back to what we're going to call normal? And one of the aggravating phrases we're hearing is this the new normal? I just hate that phrase. And there's a lot of people that do. No, this is not the new normal.
No, this is abnormal.
This is abnormal. This is not the way it should be, and it's not the way we want it to continue. So how do we move past this point and get back to reclaiming our lives and doing what we're all really more comfortable doing, meeting and greeting and talking and energizing our businesses, and how do we get our people back to work and get our companies and our small businesses back to doing what they're doing. And they've had a heck of a time. I mean, it's been a very, very difficult challenge. You and I are both very committed to the small business community. And as an advocate within that industry, we've both been very deeply involved in the last couple of months. Now it's affected our friends and our family and our business associates, and it hasn't been a fun situation.
No, it hasn't. And I'm really grateful for how creative our business community has been over the last few months, right? I mean, you've done a great job, friends. You've really done a great job. But we know that what the pain points are out there that we feel as consumers as well as businesses, because you're in a situation, many of you, where you can only offer 25% of what it is you do, and you still have 100% overhead. That hasn't changed, right? Those are very difficult things because a consumer coming into those environments goes, hey, wait a minute. This isn't the experience I enjoy, and you feel it, you know it. This is critical. It's critical that our communities become vibrant again, that our businesses get patrons again, right?
Patrons and let the public know that they're open, they're ready for business. They want you to come back and
feel welcome. I think that's a huge part of it because we, as consumers, a lot of times we don't feel that welcome, do we?
No, particularly now. Yeah. And we don't know if the business is ready for us to come back, and in what sense or how much they're ready for us to come back. So part of what we do, which I'm very fortunate that we get the opportunity to do that, is not only do we get to talk to great people and promote different businesses and introduce our audiences to great people and new businesses, but we also get to help promote those businesses and a lot of other things we do, right, as an advertising vehicle for ourselves. So one thing I've really been trying to generate interest from the business community is please don't stop trying to generate new business. You've got to stay. You got to stay in the game. You got to stay in front of the public, and they have to know that you're there. They have to know what you're delivering as a product, whether that's restaurant or your business goods or whatever it happens to be.
Yes.
And they're not going to know that unless you tell them. So all the different ways that you were getting the word out, you can't stop doing that. It's very important that you continue to, whatever word you want to use, whether it's advertise yourself, promote yourself, make people aware, you've got to continue doing that.
You know, it is super important for a couple of reasons that I see on this side. And I know that we've talked about it before, but our online atmosphere is pretty saturated. Now, that was a problem before COVID. We were already dealing with a very confused marketplace because more faces on camera isn't the answer.
No.
That's not the solution, and it still puts in a very crowded space, makes it difficult for a consumer who is buying. And by the way, a lot of them are buying, and more so, because when people are going out of business, which we hate, but they are, where are those consumers going? Because they're going to go somewhere else, right?
That's true.
They're going to go somewhere else, and they're going to go where they feel wanted, where they feel applauded, right? Welcomed. And those are things that having your voice and your brand in front of them on a regular basis with the right message can make a whole huge difference. And the right message probably isn't, hey, I've got everything nice and clean for you, right?
No, there's a segment that needs to hear that's comforting, but a lot of people, and I'm one of them, you know, I want to get back out there, right? I want to get back to experiencing my life, and I want to take my wife out to dinner, and I want to enjoy a movie, and that's all part of our culture and how we do things. And if your business is supporting that type of behavior, I realize there's extreme pressure, particularly on some industry groups. Restaurants are having a very difficult time,
right.
Like you discussed. Trying to operate 100% business on 25% occupancy is very difficult to do.
Even 50%.
Even 50%. Yeah. It's and I hope that changes as quickly as it possibly can. But until then, they have other opportunities available to them with their takeout or their other things, and that's a crowded space to begin with. Restaurants in Texas, right? We've got a ton of them. So letting your general public know how you're doing business and that you still are in business and that you're ready for them to do it and how you're accomplishing that. And whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a retail store, some of the people that we typically don't get as an advertiser in our industry, they really need to take advantage of vehicles like ours
yes.
in order to get that word out to public that they typically don't interact with. I was at a retail store the other day, and you couldn't go into the store because they were only doing curbside service again. But a lot of people, because the doors weren't open, they didn't even know they were open.
Well, that's the truth. That's the truth.
And they need to let their consumers know that is the case. Otherwise, it's all online, and their business is going to continue to dive, and they need to resurrect those businesses. So
that's right. You know, the OBBM Network is specifically focused on the local family business. Absolutely everything that you get here is about local family business, success in life and business, right? It's a nice, well-rounded, hey, local family business, you are 80 to 85% of American business. That's not a small thing. And the failure of this sector on a huge scale is a dangerous, dangerous place for the United States of America. But it doesn't have to be that way. And I can tell that you're getting excited about being in business again. And you might be wondering a little bit about how that message should be changing to engage with the marketplace, because it's kind of strange these days. It's not the same. Friends, we just want to invite you that between the business programs that we offer here on the OBBM Network, you've got opportunities to align your brand with businesses that you support. For instance, consumers understand that when they listen to a message, that the advertisers are sponsoring that message. We use a technique here with the OBBM Network that's very similar to networking. We educate our referral pipeline. It's so smart in business to leverage those relationships, right? And what we're really doing is educating people about the services that are necessary in the community. So you're well versed in that because of what it's done for you, because of what that information did for you, because you were listening to it or watching it or learned something from it, or whether or not you know somebody else in your relationships that could use that information. That's smart because that's continual.
Well, it's people in the industry helping people in the industry,
yes.
right? So it's we all have, if I operate a restaurant, I don't just serve to my food to my customers. I'm also buying napkins, and I'm buying salt, I'm buying pepper, I'm buying inventory.
Absolutely.
And it's all the people and businesses that serve those other businesses. A lot of our clients are what they call B2B. It's business to business, right? So it's the underground businesses that the general public doesn't always picture as a small business. They understand the family diner because we grew up with that. But they don't understand that it's the napkin manufacturer, or supplier, or wholesaler that's also the family business. And they've been doing this for years and years and years. And now they are suffering because their clientele is out of business or closed down. So, and they have different needs, and they have supply chain issues, and they have inventory issues, and they have things that aren't glamorous, but these are problems for them. And it's cash flow, and it's whenever all these little things shut down for them, it's not easy to just get it kick-started again and start back up. So they need help as well. And they need to be promoted just like the local restaurant does or any other retailer. These businesses need to be promoted as well. And the people that are still in business that are operating, the businesses that use their goods and services need to know that those companies are still here and ready to serve them as well. So maybe I bought my napkins from someplace else, but now I've got another company that is in business, and I know I can go there to get those goods and services for me. So whatever it is, they need a vehicle that's going to help them to promote themselves, create this credibility factor in the marketplace. It's always easier for a viewer or a customer to have confidence in a recommendation.
Now that you just nailed it. It really is,
Yes.
in this sense, a recommendation.
It's a recommendation.
Absolutely. Friends, are you enjoying this conversation? I certainly hope that you are. We're going to take a break and hear from a few of our sponsors, and we're going to be right back as we talk more about advertising and what the local business community may really need right now. We're talking to you.
The American business economy is positioned as it has never been before. Professional videography is a core element for attracting a higher level of engagement with the people group you need for significant impact. Now is your time to shine. My name is Bill Brock, owner of White Rock Films, and I invite you to a powerful opportunity in the marketplace, an opportunity to draw excited people to your events, an opportunity to showcase your ideas on infrastructure, an opportunity to become known as the industry authority and enjoy the associated benefits of a strong, influential brand. Video highlights, video teaches. Video puts a resistant market at ease, and video stirs the hearts and imaginations of your allies and strategic client base. White Rock Films offers full audio, video production for businesses ready to embrace the future, handling your project with professionalism, experience, and polish unheard of in the industry. My name is Bill Brock, and White Rock Films wants your business. See us online at whiterockfilms.com.
And we're back. My name is Susan Hamilton. You're watching OffBeat Business TV. You're listening to the OBBM Network podcast. I'm talking with Larry Kortkamp, host of Biz Pointz TV. We're talking a little bit about advertising and how we can jumpstart our local communities again through exposure.
You know, I look at my show as kind of a vetting process for my audience. My audience is small businesses. So as a consultant, which is what I've done for a lot of years of my life, it's helping a business to improve their business condition, whether it's through systems or policies or processes or whatever that happens to be. And a lot of times in order to do that, they have to use an outside vendor or a particular product or whatever is going to assist them in that particular facet of their business. And in order to pick that, you vet things, just like in any other business, politics or anything else, you vet who you're going to do that. I kind of look at that as my role in Biz Pointz. When I have a guest on, it's not just a guest. It's somebody that I actually have know their background. I know who they are and what service they provide or what product they sell or how it's going to improve the lives of my audience, right?
Exactly.
I'm doing that vetting process for them. And it's the same for the sponsors that are on the shows too. I don't just look for somebody that's willing to buy 10 minutes of a show or a minute worth of a show. It's if the product that they're or service that they're doing, number one, does it fit in with the audience group that we're dealing with? And is it a valuable service or product for them to gain? And I'm part of that vetting process for them. And I'm hoping my audience understands that that the guests that I'm involved in, I'm helping to create a credibility factor for them. I'm helping to vet the guest to my audience as well, and creating a know, like, and trust factor for them. It's hard in today's world to know, like, and trust somebody, but it's so important in business. in today's world, we don't often get a lot of physical interaction, and so many things are done online and through text or through a different vehicle.
And it's not always easy as a consumer.
It's not easy.
It's not. And all business owners are consumers. You knew that, right? So when we're dealing with everything online, and it's not some easy thing, right? Because if I'm talking to you, I probably have 20 questions, really, right? If we're talking, but if I'm online, I have to pick and choose what I can deal with, right? And what kind of answer, and how much time I've got to sit there and read, and if it's a text answer, that kind of thing. Those are struggles, I believe, and people want to know that they can be communicated with. That advertisement, that few moments of the right message in front of the marketplace that needs your services, you've just taken a lot of those questions right off the table.
And I'm going to talk to the advertisers right now, these small businesses that think this is not really a vehicle for them, or they don't need to do this type of advertising. The reason that people tell you to incorporate video inside what you do is because video is a very telling medium. We get to see you talk, and we get to see you being animated. And part of what we do in this type of an interview situation is, as a business owner, you get the audience to see exactly who you are. It's not coming through a different type of filtering system for you. It's not a print ad. It's not something that's been drawn up and created by some far-off agency for you. It's you. And when I ask you, why do you like your burrito so much? Or why should people use this bicycle tire, right? It's you responding to that. And they get to see your passion. They get to see that you enjoy what you do. And they want to do business with you. Why wouldn't they, right? You're creating this persona that's real, and they identify with that reality that you're perceiving, that normally we just don't get the opportunity to do that.
You know, the other aspect of it too is we're very focused on the listener. That listener is our local business community. We know, and we talk about it all the time, how important it is for local business to rise up right now. That is the backbone of the United States of America. Our voice really needs to be front and center, and we do that because there's profitability and influence. Media is how that's done. Being involved and being in those spaces, the preferred method for business owners' information is internet. It is online. It's radio. It's video. It's all of those elements. OBBM is all about making sure those resources are front and center of the local business community when they're looking. If you want information on anything, you can find it on the OBBM Network. But each show in particular has some interesting nuances. And as an ad broker with the OBBM Network, I can position those ads specifically where they fit the best, because the listener has a little bit of time. You've heard that before, right? They got a little bit of time to come in and get what they need. So it's my job to make sure from the time they get to the show, they are hearing a consistent message and learning about all the auxiliary businesses that are associated with that show. Friends, that's a place you want to be.
Normally in broadcast television, they call it, breaking this barrier, right, with the audience, and you never talk directly to the audience. But one thing you and I are doing today is actually, because our audience is different, or it's not typically the general public, it is another business. We are talking to you, right? We're piercing through this veil or whatever, and we're actually trying to reach through to you and talk to you as a potential business customer for us, but also as a vehicle for you to succeed. So in order for you to get your business to another level, to create a different position for yourself within an industry group, you've got to do a number of different things. And one thing that we like about OBBM is, because we have different vehicles to do different things. We have TV, we have podcasting, we have radio, we have print, we have internet, we have social media.
We have app notifications,
app
email,
notifications with push notifications to send information out. It really does cover so many different bases with people that they would normally never get access to, and at costs that, quite frankly, are ridiculously reasonable for people. So when we talk about television advertising, there's not a person in my audience right now that would not love to have a TV ad, right? You've seen the TV ads, that's what you want. This is it. This is TV ads right here. Right. You don't have to go to a big network to get that same type of exposure. We're creating that exposure for you here. And quite frankly, we're doing it in a much nicer format. And we're doing it with you at heart, right? We're doing it with you at the best interest.
I mean, everything from building the message to building the production and working with Bill. We've got a production crew and a marketing team that puts things together in the most professional manner. And advertisers on the OBBM network actually purchase the ad. That ad becomes theirs. That a lot of times people, I have to end up sharing that information later. They don't realize that, this is high quality and it can go anywhere.
And how you craft your message. People look at this as maybe an interview situation, but we're working with several clients where they may want to do a training series. They want to place themselves. They want to position themselves as an expert within a particular industry. They might be a financial advisor. They might be an insurance broker, a real estate agent. And this gives them a chance to position themselves as an expert within an industry to talk to their own clientele. And it is inside baseball. We're talking to everybody here, but it's everybody knows what's going on, and it doesn't deceive. It doesn't dilute
education.
It doesn't dilute the message, is what I'm trying to say, right? It's still a good message, and it still has to be told. We always feel we know an actor, because Barbara Walters interviews somebody and gets them to cry, and we're all feeling with these people. We feel like we know them. We don't know them, but we have the perception that we know them, and that's why we love them as an actor in a role. And that same emotion can be done with our local business people too. We can create that personality, that persona, that we know them, and that's the goal, right? That's the goal, is to do business with people that that you like, and that you trust with your business. You can go out to dinner. Let's face it, there's 300 restaurants you can pick tonight to go out to dinner. Why do you pick this one? I know these people. I just saw them interviewed on this other show the other day. And why are you going to buy your tennis shoes at this guy's store? Or why are you going to get your supplies from this? Because I know these people. They become our friends, right? They're our friends and our local companies and our local business people that we love and we want to help and do business with. Yeah. And you need to help those local business people do business.
That's a very good point. The familiarity factor, right? That's what it's all about. The more your brand is seen in the right environment, associated with the right things, you've got a 65% higher perception in the eyes of the community when they see your brand associated with brands that they do know, like, and trust. So with such a focused approach that we have on the OBBM network, that ad goes a whole lot further into exactly the locations that you need it to go. So we just wanted to invite you to have a conversation with us. Those are important things to be able to explore, and know that we've got options available for you that just might blow your mind. Have a conversation with myself or with Larry or any of the hosts on the OBBM network and find out what it is that makes this thing tick and how we might be able to serve you with increased exposure, brand familiarity, increased reach, and get more people in those seats or walking through those doors. Do you have anything to add?
Nope. Let's get some more people in. Let's help more businesses succeed. Let us help you build credibility.
Oh, it's fun to have this conversation. We don't just generally just dish about the OBBM network, so that's great. I really appreciate that time, friends. We are your local business advocates, and we look forward to hearing from you. You've been watching OffBeat Business TV.
You've been listening to the OffBeat Business Show. Find our lineup, podcast, magazine, event calendar, and sponsor information, even our membership directory, all available on the OffBeat Business app or at offbeatbusiness.com. Download the OffBeat Business app today.